How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly. I'm Will, and today we're getting it played with a little bit of a DNA, the New Origin of Species game rules. No, but yeah, DNA, the New Origin of Species. Specifically, the solo mode, which I didn't know when I made the thumbnail, that it's actually a campaign. So depending whether or not I like this enough to continue the campaign and play through five chapters, depends whether or not I'll change that thumbnail. Otherwise, this may be a one-off video, and maybe this will be up for Calling for Charity. Who knows? Seems like a neat little game that I probably would want to play with Oddity, so it may not go for Calling for Charity right away. With that said, let's go ahead and flip over and let's see how this plays. So this is set up for the solo. In the solo, the only difference is there's this extra time board. So basically, there is a limited number of rounds based on your chapter, and then you put a certain number of DNA tokens inside of the fancy smancy bag there. So what we're trying to do is complete these little, I don't want to say call them puzzle, they call them projects. You want to complete the projects by getting DNA tokens and, well, putting them on the projects. In order to complete the project, once you have a completed project on your board, you then can place them on these tiles. Now, of course, there's only one tile out there. We do have the ability to add more tiles. What you want to do is try to put tokens or DNA tokens that match the color, and it needs to stay in the same shape as whatever's out there. So for example, this spider would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So I would want to try to get a blue, green, green, yellow, so that way I could put it here. Each time a DNA matches, then you get a point. The other thing is there are preferred habitats. So you can see in the right of the side of the card, for example, this one, the preferred habitat is green, the mountains, or the desert. So same thing, if you can put the DNA tokens in those particular locations, it also counts as 1 point. It doesn't double up though. So for example, if I had a green and it was on the green and that's its preferred, you still only get 1. So it's kind of an easy way to offset that. Second thing you can do when you're placing your tokens is what they call cloning. So in the solo mode, I can't clone, or at least in this particular chapter. Every chapter has different restrictions, but what cloning means is, say there's a green token there, I could put another green token on top. That's all it means. So you don't have to worry about finding a new open space. So when you go to complete a project, you can either use the tile that's out there, or of course you can add a second tile. If I add a second tile, I must put at least 1 token on the new tile. So that's key when looking at the patterns that we're trying to complete, to make sure that, okay, if I put this other tile here, how can I do that? So for example, this sea turtle is this big C shape, right? I'm not going to be able to complete that on a single tile, right? Because all I've got is 2, 3, right? I'd have that, but I don't have these. So what I would want to say is, okay, if I put this somewhere, because he does like water, so maybe I put that one there, and now we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have our little C shape there. And then of course he is in 3 zones. And then we have these 2 zones. So I would just need to make sure that I put the white DNA, or what color of the DNA? Is it a gray one? Yeah, okay, it's the gray DNA. It's kind of a grayish green in these 2 spots. That way I would get the maximum number of points. Now that I've done that, I think that's probably the first one I'm going to work on. So we can take 2 different actions on the turn. One is we can draw 3 more DNA from the bag. The second we can do is buy a card. To buy a card, we need to discard a token. Unfortunately, the player aid doesn't say. I don't know why it doesn't. It should. It does not. Yeah, so to buy a card, we can discard the token to get rid of a card. Say I didn't want these 3 cards, I can discard the token, get rid of the card. But then we can choose a card from the database. We play the cost by discarding an exact match of gene tokens from our supply into the bag. So that's this down here, 5, 4, 2. That's how much the cards cost. And then we have to place it in one of our 3 slots. So that's buying a card. The last action we can take is placing up to 4 tokens onto one of the projects. So After that, we can populate. So to populate, then we will choose a card that we have completed. We can add the one region tile, as I mentioned. Then we are going to move all the DNA tokens on that tile to fill up the world as we said. Those will need to be in the same pattern as they were. We can turn, we can twist, we can do all that. We can't mirror, if I remember correctly. Here we go. You can move gene tokens in any order, but the shape of the genome and the order of the gene tokens must remain unchanged. Genome may be rotated, but cannot be altered or mirrored. Yeah, so that's what I thought. You can't mirror it. And they can be placed on empty spaces and even on top of other gene tokens if we're going to do gene copying, which the solo scenario 1 does not let us do that. So that's basically all we're going to do. We're going to keep doing that until the game ends. At the end of each round, we're going to put two tokens on the time track. No, one token on the time track. So basically this is the time track for the turns. The chapter ends when the gene bag is empty. So normally if I were to like remove something or pay for something, right, they would go back into the gene bag. In a solo, they don't. They just go away. So that's not a good thing. And then we're going to compare our score that we get compared to the what they call the vitality level of the solo. So the vitality is a base VP value plus 3 per gene token on the time track. That's why it says 3, 6, 9, 12 and gives you a number. Plus VP for any unused region tile. So if there's any region tile that I did not use, it adds VP. VP for empty territories on tiles. And then plus VP for gene tokens in my personal supply or incomplete cards. And then the cost of all incomplete cards. So basically if there's any cost as well, because I did not complete them. I think that is it. I think that is score. Where's the scoring example? I thought there was a scoring example on here. I thought there was a scoring example. Do not see a scoring example. Oh, here it is. It's on this one. All right. So for chapter 1, the base vitality is 0. So we start at 0. They're going to get 3 VP per gene token on time tracks. That's normal. They're going to get 2 VP for empty hexes. And they're going to get 2 VP for each gene token in personal supply or incomplete project cards. So this being the first chapter, all those rules I mentioned don't apply for the vitality scoring. That's just what could apply. And then each chapter is going to tell us what we did. In this particular one, we cannot do gene copies. Gene tokens must be on empty hexes. Gene tokens may only be placed only if they match the territory hex color or the hex color matches the preferred icon. So that makes it harder too. I have to make it match. Normally you don't have to, you just wouldn't score points. In this chapter, I have to make it match. And I do not gain 1 VP for every 5 gene tokens that are left over at the end. Instead, I'm technically losing points. Yeah, so anything used to refresh or buy gets removed from the game, like gene tokens. All right, so here we go. Mission log, entry 001. Planetfall achieved. Atmospheric readings, stable. Biome scan, promising. Our cloning protocols are operational. We've begun seeding the first life forms using original gene patterns. No replications yet. Caution is critical. Only optimal habitats will host our specimens. Missteps could threaten the viability of the entire experiment. This is not just science, it's the beginning of the world. So one thing about this, the reason it's campaign, is as we use the tiles and as we use different things, they don't get used again until you run out, or unless a chapter tells you to put them back in. So everything I use this turn would not go back into the next campaign game. All right, I think I want to get this. Unfortunately, that does mean I need 5. I just feel like I've got a perfect pattern there once I get enough. But I can get abilities, so permanent. After I populate each card, not including this one, place 1 DNA from your supply. Guessing, well, where do I place it? I guess I get to place it. Huh. That's confusing. Do I place it on this card? Do I place it on another card? Do I place it on the map? I guess I'm not populating, so I guess I'm not. I guess I place it on here. Oh, that's nice. Spiders spin silk that is stronger than steel and the same thickness. They use this remarkable material to build webs and catch prey in their traps. And birds use it to build nests. In case you didn't know how a bird nest stays together, spider webs. Yeah, permanent. After drawing DNA tokens, swap 1 token from any project card with 1 DNA from your supply. Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, I think place means here. That's what I'm going to treat it as. And then this one, end of game, score 10 points if you populated 3 or less different specimen types. Huh. 3 or less. So I'd have to make sure all of my specimens are the same type. I forget how to tell the specimen type. Oh, right here. These are their types. That's a wild, that's water. Are you just playing new games I'm unfamiliar with? Yeah, basically. Steve, I got like 1,500 games, or give or take with expansions, right? Yeah, I think... Oh, the type is the top one. So this is... I thought that was the plains. This isn't the plains. That's just forest type. This is a wild type. This is a bug type. Okay, so I need less than 3 types. Yeah, I think I want to go with the turtle. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab 3 DNA. It really doesn't matter what they are. Hopefully I don't get rid of... Oh, I'm getting rid of a lot of blue. All right, so then we're going to spin the 5 DNA to get our turtle. So first 2 actions. So, and more blue. Don't stop at the blue. I need the blue. All right, so next action, we need to start populating him. So we are going to draw 3. Green, green, yellow. So I do have a yellow, green, green, but I prefer the blues. Because the blue means I don't have to have it match. But I need some mountains. So, and it has to be any 2, it has to be 2 different actions. 2 different actions. That's the problem. That's a problem. Different actions. So I can't draw another 3 tokens. And that's, I don't want to buy another card. Because I'll be using the 3 tokens I have. I mean, I could buy the spider. Alright, don't think I'm going to use these 2 necessarily. I'll go ahead and buy the spider. Alright. So, I need DNA so I can do these. So we'll do 3 DNA again. 1, 2, 3. Alright. We can place up to 4. There is a lot of yellow on that. This likes the mountains. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 using that one. Kind of defeats my turtle here. And I would have the mountains. Well, he likes the mountains too. So, yeah, let's go ahead and place Nope. 1, 2. We want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I need that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now we get to populate. So I do need another tile right there. Because I added another tile, I am required to place at least one token there. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, because of the solo rules of this one that I'm doing, I need to make sure that they are in the area they like, or it is matching the terrain, which I have done. So that gets me 4 points. So I'm at 4. Then permanent after populating of each project card, not including this one, place 1 DNA of your supply. So this one doesn't count right now, but we do have this ongoing ability, which I guess I'll tuck down here. All right, the objective is to get to 9 populated creatures. That ends the game. Well, this says it ends the game with the bag running out, but I would imagine the normal end game still applies, where if I get 9 creatures, 9 animals. Unless otherwise stated, the game ends when the gene bag is empty. Okay, so it just says when it's empty. So I guess it does override the 9 rule. Yeah, because this chapter doesn't say. This chapter doesn't say that it ends any other way. Okay. So number 3. All right, so I need lots more gene tokens. It's pretty much every turn I got to do gene tokens. So 3. I don't want to buy. That's the problem. I don't want to spend my gene tokens to buy. I can spend up to 3 to add the tokens. So if we turn this way, we have blue, blue. Turn it this way. It'd be blue, blue, green, green, and then whatever I add underneath. And again, the blue can be anything because that's the zone it likes. So I can use, but I can't use that yellow. I'll put the blue here. What do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have enough. If I go here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be right here, right? One, 2. Right? 1, 2. Yeah, so it'd be whatever would be here. So I could do yellow, blue, blue, green, and then really doesn't matter. That tile's got everything on it. So let's do that. So we're going to place, we're only going to place 3 because we only have 3. So we're going to do yellow. The blue, blue, I don't care because again, I can make it anything. I mean, I'll put a blue. And then we need that a blue, and then we'll make that a green for that one. And we'll see what we'll get next turn. All right. So that was 2 actions. All right. We're going to draw 3 because I need more tokens. Yellow is not really what I wanted, but that'll work. So we're going to place. And the mountains work too. So let's place the yellow and the blue, because again, that's preferred territory, so that'll be fine. And then we can either do a yellow or a gray here. Let's do the yellow. It's a lot of yellow on that guy. Oh, but hang on, then my ability's not going to take effect. So let's not... Do I have to populate? Do I have to populate? Can I not populate, or do I have to as soon as it's full? Populate. Important. You can only perform this action if 1 or more of your project cards are fully... Mm, it doesn't say. It says you can only perform this action basically as an action. Oh, hang on. On my turn, I either choose to prepare or populate. So earlier, I shouldn't have populated at the end of that turn. That would have been a turn. So I'm actually one round less. So, okay, so populate is a turn action. All right, so I filled that up because I don't want to populate right now because I actually need to get another guy out here so that way I can put that there. Right, so that was the end of that turn. So first thing I need to do is get me some tokens so I can buy that, I guess that ocean sunfish. We'll get 3 tokens. That's a lot of gray, which is good. I've got that gray. That's kind of a straight line, so it actually worked. Well, I was going to say that works for me, but I have to spend it to get it. All right. So that is 2 actions. All right. I think this could go pretty quick once you get the paces down. Okay. So now for this action, we're going to populate. So we're going to populate. I need to move you up. I needed yellow, I said. The yellow there. Yep. Although that might not be good because I can't put another tile there. We'll do it this way. Yep. All right. So, yellow. Blue and blue. That's his preferred territory. And then green. And then yellow. Right? No, that's not right. Hold on. I need it to be here. There we go. Green. Yeah, 1, 2, because it's got to be 3 in a row. And then the yellow. It's a C. All right. So that's completed. Which gets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more points. It's me at 9. And then because of my permanent ability, I get to place. We have the 3 there, so I'm going to put it on the bottom of the tail. He wants to be in water. Yeah, he wants to be in water. I mean, I've got this here, so really, I don't really need the water. If I get the 3 gray. If I don't get the 3 gray, then I would have to use the water. Okay. That's end of game scoring now. All right. So. There we go. All right, so we're going to need... Ooh, our bag's getting kind of empty. Holy cow. 3 more. And I got water. And that's a full green prairie tile. It sucks. And the problem is, this is my only row of 3 I have. And it's not 3 and down, it's 3 and over. And I can't, so normally in a regular game you could clone because you'd have another player blocking spots. I can't clone in the solo mode. And these aren't grays. So I think I'm going to end up spending them to get the axolotl. So for end of game, I want to have 3 or less different species. So these are both water. This is an insect, and this is a wild. So we're technically good. I don't have 3 different ones yet. All right. So this is going to allow me to draw more DNA. The permanent abilities, if I remember correctly, you don't get the permanent ability until you finish the project card. Or activating the effect. Once a specimen is populated, its instant effect activates. Additionally, after population, its permanent effect will start working. Yeah, I don't know why they put the permanent effect on here. I mean, I guess so you know, but like this doesn't actually work until it's tucked under your board. So, after populating, Draw 2. So these both let me draw additional DNA, which could be helpful. All right, so that was my 2 actions. All right, so what do we need? We need DNA. So we're going to draw 3 DNA. 1, 2, 3. All right, that works for him. This one's going to be harder because he needs like this little hex pattern thing going on. The problem is I can rotate this, so I would either need something here, but that's not going to help with my axolotl. I don't like that green. And I have no way to get rid of that either, is the problem. There's no way to get rid of that green one. Like this, I can discard, but there's not an option to discard the location tiles. All right. I don't want to buy another project. Because remember, the more projects I have incomplete, I lose points, or technically the owl gets more points. And I don't want to put the... I've got to bring that tile out. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to place up to 4. I've only got 3. And the axolotl likes being on this territory. I have... Whatever I place has to have a green tile on it, because I'm going to have to do that. I don't even know if I can use this because I don't know what's under there. And there's no yellow here. No, we're only going to place 2. I'm not going to place that one. Maybe I'll use it to buy something. All right. So, we got to draw 3 again because I don't have enough. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I do have the green. I do have the green this time. So, which will work with that. Question is, do I want to put it up here or down here? I'm thinking down here. No, it would have to go here, right? So let's see here. Well, but then I'm going to see what's underneath. All right, so if I put it here, that means I will have... Yeah, I can do the axolotl, but it's all green. All green. I'd have to do the axolotl with everything green. Otherwise I can put it up here, but same, I think I'm in the same boat. It would all be green. So it really doesn't matter where I put it. All right, so we're gonna do. Okay, we know the axolotl needs to be all green, so maybe there'll be yellow underneath. Let's put this in the middle. All right, so I'm going to put that there. Oh, no, populates next turn. Sorry. So. All right, now we're going to populate. All right, we're going to populate our ocean sunfish. So. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do get 4 points. So we're at 9, that puts us at 13. And then permanent, oh, it says not including this one. After each population, not including this one, so this one doesn't count. So we don't get to do our extra. All right. Although in a solo game, I don't know if pulling extra cards is a good idea. All right, so that was our populate action. All right, I need lots of green from axolotl. So we're going to draw 3. Oh, that is not green. Holy cow. That is horrible. Do I need to have one? So the tiger can go in green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can put the tiger right here. Problem is he costs 5, and then I'm going to get rid of all the yellow, which is what I need to make the tiger. And that's water. I only have 1 water. And I have to take a second action. That was my prepare project was my first action, which was draw 3. Can I not take a second action? I don't want to do a second action. And that's a problem too. The axolotl goes in the beach sand environment, whatever they call that one, the desert. Axolotls don't go in the desert. I don't know what they're smoking. So the problem with that is all these tokens do no good because I can put anything on the axolotl. Okay, let me see what I got left in the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only have 8 left. He would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 9 total. The tree wants to go in the desert too. Let's see what we got. What do we got out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9, so there's 4 more greens in the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 9. No, there's 10, 11. So there's not even enough greens. There's not even enough greens to accomplish this. Water, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 3 more. Doesn't make sense for an axolotl to be in the desert. Yeah, doesn't. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 3 more of those. Yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So all the yellows are out. All the yellows are out. So I'm not going to get any more yellow. I don't have anywhere to put any more yellow. Yeah, so there's only like roughly 2 of each color left. I could spin one to discard a card. Hope I get something that can go on the grass, and who cares what color I put on it? Yeah, because the only one that can go on the grass is this one. He calls 5. I can't afford him. Because I need to spin 5, and then... technically, he would work. Because I would spin the 5 to get him, which would be all 5 of these. And then one would go here, so I'd have 7 tokens left. I'd draw 3 tokens. But you have to take that second action. Let me double check that you have to take 2 actions. Or if it's you may. This action allows you to perform 2 different actions in any order. Doesn't say you have to, but it also doesn't say the word may. Normally may means you can choose if you want to. There's the axolotl. Let's see here. Because I take the tiger, right, as my second action. Then my first action next time will be, I mean, I can add tokens. Oh no, the second action would be to put the tokens on the tiger. Yeah, we're gonna have to go with the tiger. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all 5 of those to get the tiger. Probably a bad decision. Not really. I was thinking, actually that wouldn't be hard to get, but I didn't have any blue anyways. Because it only requires 2 to buy, and then he needs 3. And it can be either blue or another color. So, but I don't have enough greens, so it don't matter. All right. That was that turn. I'm not optimizing this. All right, so first action. Oh, we're not going to be able to do this. 1, 2, 3. I counted 8, right? Let's see. So we're going to do 3. 1, 2, 3. And second action, because he can go on the plant. He can go on the plane, so it doesn't matter if the color matches. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. All right. There's Mother Water. All right, we're going to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Second action, we're going to populate. Again, doesn't matter which color. That was the last tokens in the bag. I think we still get one. I think we get one final round to populate. Finish the current turn and populate one last specimen. Yep. All right. So we finished that. I can't do another token because there aren't any more. So I do get to populate this last specimen. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that puts us at 18. All right. Unfortunately, and that gives me, yeah, so I'm still at 3. Okay. So now we need to figure out scoring. So we have to figure out their score first, and then I'll figure out my score. All right. Base vitality is 0, so they're at 0. 3 VP for each token in the time track. So they're currently at 42. Yep, they're at 42. And then 2 VP for empty territory. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So that puts them at 62. There is no 62. We'll just put it right there. And then 2 VP for gene token in your personal supply or incompleted cards. So 2, 4. So that puts them at 66. All right, I have to beat 66. I don't think I've done it because I'm currently at 18. Currently at 18. All right, let's figure out how to do my score. I'm currently at 18. Okay, here we go. So, VP gained during the game. Already got that. VP from populated project cards. I don't know why they don't have you do this when you get the populated card. So 5, 10, 19. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That was just weird math in my head. All right. VP from populated project cards with an in-game icon. So end. At the end of the game, score 10 points if you populated 3 or less species. I have 1, 2, 3, and a wild. So I get that. End game, score 2 for each water specimen. So I have 1, 2. So I get 4 points for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 1 BP for every 5 gene tokens. We don't get that in solo. They took that away. VP for sets of populated project cards a player has follows. 2 BP for each set of 2 project cards. 5 VP for each set of 3 project cards. So, I basically can make no sets. I can make 1 set. Dang it. The tiger's a koala bear. The fish, I got a fish, I got an insect, and then I got the wild, which counts as anything. So I have 1 set, so I get 2 points. 1, 2. That's it. So my total score was 53 to 66. Yeah, that was a trouncing. So that was, what is that, 13 points? That's basically my empty things here, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, I had too many spots left open on the board. Have to be more optimized. And I think it's because I wasn't really paying attention to the cards and would the cards actually match up with where I was putting them out there. I also only got 4 victory cards. I don't know if that's normal, right? I don't know if, because in a normal game, the game ends, like I said, I think when somebody creates their game to populate a set of cards per player count. So in a 2-player game, 9 cards. So in a 2-player game, normally you would make 9 populated cards. 3-player game, 8, 7 for 4-player. Again, so that way your game length isn't too long. So it's kind of odd in solo. They wouldn't expect you to be able to get 9. I only got 4. So I don't think there would have been any way for me to have gotten another 5. because again, you're limited by the number of tokens in the bag, and I put how many it said to put in there, which is 52. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I counted 49. I don't know. Maybe I miscounted. Either way, it would have been two more. Just there would have been 3 more things that would have counted. Let's go ahead and do our first impressions. First impressions. Where is the? Find it. There we go. Okay, there we go. This is again. This was the solo mode. There are 5 total chapters. So if you guys want to see me bang my head against this again, the problem is because I lost, I'm supposed to do this again. I'm supposed to actually play the chapter 1 again. I don't think I'm going to do that. So if you guys want to see it, let me know down in the comments, and then I'll just go into chapter 2, and you guys can see how hard chapter 2 is, which is probably harder than what I just did here. But the first thing is the components. The components are nice. I like the components. The one thing I'd have to say, and this is what caused me confusion, even at the not confusion, but at the very beginning of the game, is the colors of the DNA in no way, shape, or form come close to matching the color of the tiles, right? The closest, right, is blue, because there is a shade of that blue, and the yellow, because there is a shade of that yellow in there. But the gray doesn't at all. And the green is a very bright green. Again, I don't know if it had to do with usability for colorblind, but they did add the unique symbols to each one for colorblind. So again, that's a nice thing. That's a positive. If the colors also are for colorblind friendliness, then I take that back. But it does seem odd that the colors are so drastically different for the green and the gray, especially since the gray really isn't a gray. It's like a blue-green gray. It's a very odd shade of gray. Like they could have done like a light gray, almost white, and it would have, in my opinion, worked better. Otherwise, everything else was good. I was kind of not happy about the tarot-sized cards, but it makes sense because you got to be able to put the tiles on it. I did get some confusion about some of the verbiage. Which one was it? Oh, this one right here, the spider. And I don't think I did this a couple times. I kind of failed to do this. So that's me forgetting, but I don't think it would have impacted anything. But when it says place one, again, I imagine it means on one of the project cards. That's not very clear. I do like that they have a player aid. So unlike the game yesterday that I complained that there was no player aid, we do have a nice player aid here. Again, the only problem is it says what you can do, but it doesn't say what the cost is. So like they consolidated the player aid down so much that it doesn't say everything. In my opinion, the icon meanings, for me, are less important than explaining these steps, the project phase and the populate phase, in a little bit more detail. Icons are nice, but if you design a game well enough, the icons, you understand what they mean from the get-go. The boards are nice. They're about the size they're going to have to be. The track is not double-sided or dual-layered, and I don't say they have to be dual-layered. Like a lot of companies have started doing that punch-out. That works just as well. So a game, just because it's sitting back there, is the WizKids in their Star Trek game. Actually, WizKids has done it a couple of times, so I think they have it in their Star Trek kind of like game. I think it's Starship something. I've got it, never played it. If you guys want to see me play it, let me know. But just having the hole so that pieces can sit down in there, it would be nice, because people do bump the boards, and especially when the board is a victory point track, you don't want to bump that. Yeah, components otherwise are good. Rulebook was clear. I actually didn't have any problem with the rulebook. I went back to the rulebook a couple times, and that was just to clarify things for myself, but it wasn't for a lack of understanding. I read the rulebook last night, like really late, so it's none of that. Mechanics. So the mechanics are neat. So I was saying before I played this, because I didn't know what it was until I read the rulebook, that this was kind of like the evolution games I played, which I played Evolution and I played Nature. This is nothing like that. The difference is in those games, it is you're evolving a character, you're beating up on each other and trying to, survive. In this one, it's more of a population type game, right? You're trying to build the DNA of the animals and then populate them out on the world. So it's a completely different puzzle that you're trying to solve here. Between the two, I honestly think I like this better just because with what me and Audrey like, we like tile placement, we like building out patterns and things like that. So this has more of that. The other one is more a just like, what card can I play to eat your card? I don't know, that puzzle isn't as entertaining for me, which is kind of disappointing. I already put Evolution up for Culling for Charity, so there are 2 Evolution games up for Culling for Charity. You can pick those up. I hate to say I might put Nature up there at some point in the future, just because again, I don't know. The solo puzzle was fine, but I don't know. I don't find it enjoyable. I kind of stumbled over that review as well. This one I kind of like the puzzle. Again, I did get beaten up, so I think it does come down to understanding how the different cards work, and I just wasn't doing that, right? So it's a combination, right? It's your tile placement, it's your gaining of resources. One thing I guess in the mechanics I didn't like is in the actions, and that's what I went to look up, is it says perform any 2 different actions. It doesn't say you may, it says perform them. So there were times where I didn't want to put the DNA on a animal. And so the problem with that is if I don't put it on the animal, the only other thing I could do on that turn is buy a card. Or no, you have to buy a card. No. You can discard, but that's right. You can discard a card without buying a card. So then the same thing. I would draw 3 DNA, spend 1 DNA to discard a card, and then that was my turn. So I feel like that seems a little bit harsh that you have to. And also when drawing the DNA, you only get 3 DNA. In solo, I don't know if that's too much or too little, right? Because that's going to accelerate the game a little bit more to the end. And that's where I didn't have enough time and enough DNA to really fill out this entire map. I got 4 tiles there. Let me look in the solo rules. How many tiles did they have? They only had 3 in the solo rules. Now, the problem is they show this, which again is an example, and they don't show what animals they use to make that, right? And they're showing it like, oh, it perfectly lined up with the colors almost every single time. So you don't know, right? I imagine they play tested. I imagine people have been able to beat it, and because there's multiple campaigns and you have to make it all the way through. So yeah, I mean, it's a puzzle. It is a abstract puzzle, put pieces down game. Difficulty. I didn't find it difficult. I think it is just the thinkiness, right? Is paying attention to the cards that are in the row, paying attention to your cards, and paying attention to what is available in terms of the world that's being built out. In a solo game, you're in control of that. Of course, in a multiplayer game, that would be impacted by other players making decisions and placing cards down or discarding cards maybe that you wanted to buy in your next turn. But I didn't find it too difficult. Fun at 2, don't know. We'll have to play with Audrey. I think Audrey would like this one. But as a solo game, I like the puzzle. I just have to figure the puzzle out, I guess, is the problem statement or the question or the just what it is. Because again, I left myself with a project card not completed, and I left myself with 20 gaps. So maybe on a couple of those turns, I should have gotten a couple extra project cards. So for example, the shrimp here, because if I could have gotten the shrimp with some green and a gray, even though he wants to be on blue, there was a spot he would have fit, right? He would have plugged right in on that spot. So there probably was a couple instances where it would have been a better choice to try to cover as much of the existing tile as possible, either by getting another card or with the animal that I actually had. A good example is when I placed out the sea turtle, I had to make a huge sea, which made me place another tile. And I was thinking, oh, that's great. I can then get that straight line for I think it was the sunfish. And then it didn't work out for me because the next tile was a full green tile. So that kind of goes back to the mechanics, is the random. Everything is random. You're drawing tiles as random. You're drawing the DNA as random. So you never know what you're going to get. The last thing is the theme. So the theme, of course, is using DNA to populate a world or to re-inhabit a world. In the solo mode, it's like we're going to another planet. I don't know in the multiplayer mode if that's really what you're supposed to feel, or you're just trying to, maybe bring back some animals from extinction. Um, I get little bits of that because I mean you are using DNA. You've got the animals here, the art and the graphics. I didn't mention the component. The art and graphics are really great, and it has little tidbits. Any type of nature game that has the little stuff that you can read while you're waiting for other people to play is nice. I like learning about animals. Um, but in terms of like the theme coming through like a whole lot, no, it's an abstract strategy puzzle game. You're trying to solve a pattern and put them out there, and that holds true with the patterns. Like in no way, shape, or form is that a tiger, right? In no shape or form is that a sunfish, right? Now, I don't know DNA, I don't know science, but I don't think that is how they write or define DNA polyhedral strings. I think that's the word. I don't think that's how they define them. Maybe they do, and therefore this is the actual designation for a ocean's sunfish. I don't know why I kept flipping it over. It was on the side that I was looking at too. If somebody knows DNA and could tell me, and maybe this is more thematic than it is, but to me, I didn't feel any type of DNA creation sequencing once I went to populate. Right in here, I could kind of maybe make myself believe that I'm putting the DNA sequence in, but once you went to populate, the theme is gone. You're just trying to make things match your card, right? To get them in a region. And then, as we said during the stream, the axolotl wanted to be in the desert, and I don't think axolotls are in the desert. Hang on, let me read the back of the card. Maybe axolotls are in the desert, and we're just wrong. The axolotl can regenerate limbs that are even parts of its heart or brain, making it one of the most resilient animals in the world. Yeah, I don't think they're in the desert, though. So, somebody's got to let me know, are axolotls in the desert? All right, guys, that is that, I guess. That is my first impressions. If you think I made any rules mistakes, or you, again, want to watch one of the other solo campaign modes, or maybe even not a co-op, you want to see me and Audrey play this on the channel, of course, let me know down in the comments, and we'll try to do that for you. We have several games for the rest of the week. What's today? Today's Wednesday. So tonight I am continuing my Kingdom Legacy. So I'm going to play Kingdom Legacy Adventures tonight on our Kingdom that we've been playing. There's a good playthrough, a playthrough where the end of it got messed up, and then Merchants and the expansion playthroughs are both good as well. So there's other playthroughs you can watch if you want to get caught up to where we are in our kingdom. If you want to watch other playthroughs, it seems like me and Derek from Kanjay Studios are kind of in sync lately. He did the Brotherhood, I did the Brotherhood, and then so he did his kingdom for the first time last night. You can go watch his replay to see, well, how his kingdom turned out, because I was watching just because it was fun to see like all the different cards and things he was having compared to what I had during my kingdom. And you can also go out to meet me at the table. I can't remember if it was Barrett or Colin. They also did, I think, 2 or 3 playthroughs. I know they did Merchants, and I know they did the core game. So you can go out there and watch those as well. If you want any other content, like, subscribe, bell notification, all that YouTube stuff. But either way, guys, until next time, peace. I grabbed something. No, push the button.